So we're still getting this tug of war between the bulls and the bears on the Bitcoin ETF, and that's keeping the Bitcoin price down at 42,500. But the altcoins aren't looking very good. So when you look at the altcoins today, it's red, red, red. You've got Rune, which is one of our favorite tokens, down 10.97%. Beam is down 12.18%. You got Woo down. You got a whole lot of stuff down. And if you look on the weekly, the problem is that on the weekly, these numbers are starting to look like a pretty serious correction. Rune is down 22%. Rose is down 15%. Bitcoin is actually down 10%. You've got all the pumps have now started to come down. And at this stage of the game, in the market, you got to ask yourself, is this cheap? Specifically because if you look at where we are in the market, I read this tweet that said we have about the previous bull market lasted 1,064 days, while the bear markets lasted similar amounts of time as well. If this pattern repeats, we could expect a market top at the end of October or in October 2025. Now, with that amount of time left in the market, you need to make sure that you have a plan. And the question is, do you have a plan? If this market starts coming down, do you know what tokens to buy? Well, let me tell you, I saw a watch list today of 50 tokens, and it's one of the best watch lists that I've seen that you should probably have to start buying if there's a dip. And so we're going to go through the top 50 that I would be buying if we actually get into a dip. We're going to do that. Also, I want to talk about that because that was the original thumbnail that we had up, and it was about people that are dumber than you making obscene amounts of money. Well, what does this actually mean? And can you make that amount of money? That's also what we're going to be talking about today. So lots to do today. I was a bit late, but who cares? Let's go. We can't be on time every single day, and especially not when the Banter fam is with us here in Cape Town and we're going out every night and partying every single night. And this time we weren't at 𝗕𝗫𝗧𝗕𝗏. I'm not going to say where we were, but we weren't at 𝗕𝗫𝗧𝗕𝗏. Let's just say that we weren't at 𝗕𝗫𝗧𝗕𝗏. We still had a very heavy night, and we've got a whole weekend of partying ahead of us. So you have to forgive us. Tomorrow I have a massive, massive, massive surprise for you guys. So it's not really a surprise because I'm going to tell you now. Tomorrow I'm getting 3 of my smartest friends, and we're going to talk about the best tokens that they have to buy. And these are the 3 smartest investors that you'll ever meet. So I think that if it's between watching today's show and tomorrow's show, my suggestion is log off now and come back tomorrow. Otherwise, just watch both. Because the amount of alpha that you're going to get in tomorrow's show is not only is it not going to be paralleled by us, but it's never going to be paralleled by any other channel in the world. Trust me, these are the smartest investors in the world. Make sure you're here tomorrow. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, put on the notification bell. When you put on the notification bell, tomorrow it'll tell you when we're about to go live on air. And let me tell you, you don't want to miss this. When you see who the investors are, it'll blow your fucking mind. I know exactly what tokens are going to talk about, or I think I know what tokens are going to talk about. It's going to be so big. You have absolutely no idea. You have no idea. You have no idea. Anyway, let's get on with the show today. Today's also going to be a high alpha show. As I said, I'm just checking here. We have a watch list of 50 tokens. So we have a watch list of 50 tokens. We're going to share those, but only when we get 2,000 likes. So we'll carry on talking about the show. But when we get 2,000 likes, we're going to share the watches. So smash the like button. The more you smash the like, the more alpha we're going to give you, the more of those tokens we're actually going to give you. And let me tell you, this is the best list that I've seen in a long time. The best ad hoc list that I've seen in a long time. There's a lot of altcoin news today. We've got to talk about the altcoin news. We've got a jam-packed show. So best, we start. But just before we start, I just want to remind you, if you want free money, you heard that right, free money. We are giving away at least $60,000 every single month. You just go to the Banter Bubbles, you press win big, and just go and predict the price of your favorite token or tokens. You're not limited. So predict the price of Solana, of Ethereum, of 𝗬𝗎, of 𝗖, of Bank, and of Arbitrum at the end of March. Now, if you get it right, then you get to win $10,000 worth of these tokens. Let's see what the predictions are that are happening here. So people are saying 𝗬𝗎 will finish the month at 176. Some people are saying 213. He predicted that an hour ago. 135. Let us know what you think about 𝗬𝗎. Actually, I'm quite interested to see what people are saying about Solana, because Solana is actually might be one that actually pumps. Let's have a look here. So $201 in a month. I think that this guy's smoking his socks. So GMZ87Z is smoking his socks. 129.12, not a bad prediction. 143 seems like a very good prediction. Go and make your prediction. If you want to win, you have to have a Crypto Banter account using any of our referral links, even the ones historically. Otherwise, just sign up over there. And guys, you can win up to $60,000 every single month. And every exchange account gets 5 chances on each token. Can you believe that? 5 chances on each token. Anyway, let's get on with the meat and the potatoes and the gravy and the soup of the show. Let's get in with all the alpha for today. We do have the tug of war in the Bitcoin ETF wars. Remember, I said to you, we're at a very precarious stage at the moment because on the one hand, you got the Grayscale ETF, which is almost like ready to let out all the Bitcoin, and then you got the other ones absorbing all the Bitcoin. Before the markets opened yesterday, we got a little bit of a scare. We got Grayscale, which sent $790 million of Bitcoin to Coinbase Prime. Now, that's obviously going to hit the market. That was yesterday. But despite that, yesterday was actually a record day for ETF inflows. So yesterday, in terms of the battle, yesterday was a good day for inflows. But that doesn't mean that it's over, because we still have the overhang. And for as long as we have this GBTC overhang, I think it's a game of chicken. Either we get a huge inflow from the institutions, or we get a huge outflow from GBTC. And if we get a huge outflow from GBTC, then I think the market shits its pants. I think that the market basically says, oh my God, there's going to be a lot more selling. People shit in their pants. And then we get a massive, massive, massive red day. That's what could happen. So I'm here. I'm bullish, but I'm very, very, very cautious. Okay. I'm not aping into this market at all. I'm watching the market very, 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 very closely, as I have been for the last couple of days. I'll show you why I'm watching the market and I'm not actually jumping in at the moment. But what you can see is that there are things that are starting to come into the buy zones. I did nibble on a little bit of rune today, which we'll talk about, and I'll show you exactly why I did that. So this is where we stand. GBTC have bled 28,000 of their Bitcoin. So the 5% of GBTC has now flowed out of GBTC. Good sign. It means that slowly, already 5% of GBTC has actually flowed out. The biggest winner so far, BlackRock, they've got 16,000 Bitcoin. They've got almost $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. Second one is Fidelity. Then we're going to go into Bitwise, then ARK21. So these are the 4 horses in the Kentucky Derby. These are the 4 horses that are actually winning. The GBTC discount has finally closed, which is good. It shows us that people aren't rushing to sell GBTC. So for now, there's peace in the land. Yesterday, I saw this interview with Michael Sonnenschein, who's the CEO of Grayscale, at Davos. You can see it's very cold there. And just listen to what he said.
Great to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Look, one of the things people are pointing to with you guys is you've still got relatively high fees. Some of your new competitors don't. How are you going to square that circle?
Well, again, I think it comes down to investors having choice. The reception we've heard from the investment community is really one of really thanking Grayscale, thanking GBTC for forging a path for these other products to come to market. GBTC, paved the way through our SEC lawsuit, our SEC victory, and ultimately really over the last 10 years developing the disclosures and the operations and the mechanics that now other asset managers and other issuers get to borrow from. Now, that being said, we're meeting investors where they're trying to invest, and I think that from a market perspective, GBTC's fee really does differentiate itself by those factors: the size, the liquidity, the track record.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, is basically a blatant lie. Okay, so I have to show you where people are blatantly lying. He's blatantly lying. They've only had outflows. No one has put money into their fund. The only reason why they have high fees, okay, the only reason why they have high fees is because they did a calculation and they said, look, we are the winning horse in the race at the moment, right? We have 592,000 Bitcoin. Chances are that people won't exit because they have to pay capital gains tax to exit and because they have to pay a fee to switch. And we're just hoping that we can capitalize on high fees for another 1 or 2 years before we actually have a thing. So he's media trained. That's what you call media training. And that's what you call lying. And I'm not surprised that he's lying because he is in Davos. And in Davos, you get all the world leaders. And they train to lie. That's what happens. I'm a little bit disappointed that he thinks we're that stupid, but we're not that stupid. We're not that stupid. Anyway, be that as it may, I do believe that in the short term, we're playing this tug of war. But in the long term, I think that we're going to get huge flows into Bitcoin because of the ETF. Also nice to see yesterday. I don't know if you guys were watching Twitter yesterday. I don't know how active you guys are on Twitter. But I love the fact that Franklin Templeton's interns actually started to tweet real crypto shit on their Franklin Templeton account. They were tweeting about EIP 1844. They were tweeting about Solana. Someone said, oh, so Franklin and Van Eck combined for $67 million inflow. No wonder they're actively posting in crypto Twitter, because they're poor as the rest of us. I think I love the meme more than anything else, that there's a meme. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm not surprised that Sonnenschein is trying to garbage us, because that's what people do in Davos, because it's mainly politicians that are in Davos. I saw a tweet from 𝗕𝗫𝗕𝗕𝗏 that says that he says, it's 5:49 here in Davos. The good news is that the World Economic Forum elites still hate Bitcoin. We are so early, and it is a little bit of a Bitcoin bashing sessions. And that's why I'm not so upset at Sonnenschein, because at least he is at Davos and he is spreading the good word of Bitcoin. At least he's spreading the good word of Bitcoin at Davos. And we need that, because the leaders in Davos mainly are these World Economic Forum pricks that essentially, they're trained to lie, and it's all about this new world order. And I did see some rays of sunshine coming out, some things that get me to believe that maybe the order is changing, right? And one of the things that I saw is this very, very, very powerful speech by 𝗕𝗫𝗕𝗕𝗏
to tell you that the Western world is in danger. And it is endangered because those who are supposed to have to defend the values of the West are co-opted by a vision of the world that inexorably leads to socialism and thereby to poverty. Unfortunately, in recent decades, motivated by some well-meaning individuals willing to help others, and others motivated by the wish to belong to a privileged caste, the main leaders of the Western world have abandoned the model of freedom for different versions of what we call collectivism. We're here to tell you that collectivist experiments are never the solution to the problems that afflict the citizens of the world. Rather, they are the root cause. Today,
I mean, good to see that we have got some world leaders that are standing up there and actually making a real difference and fighting for our side. And actually, he wasn't alone, even though the next world leader wasn't actually in Davos. But I did hear this as soon as I woke up this morning. I woke up this morning, you wake up in the morning. Should I say this? Do you know the health check in the morning for a guy? You know how a guy does a health check in the morning? You don't know how a guy... Should I tell him how a guy does a health check in the morning? No, I won't say it on air. It's crazy to say it on air. Anyway, what I did see, which gave me good vibes, was I saw President Donald Trump.
Tonight, I'm also making another promise to protect Americans from government tyranny. As your president, I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. Do you know about that? I didn't know you know so much. I'm very well. New Hampshire, very smart people, very current. You know what they're doing. Such a currency would give a federal government, our federal government, the absolute control over your money. They could take your money. You wouldn't even know it was gone. This would be a dangerous threat to freedom, and I will stop it from coming. Tonight, I'm also...
I love you guys in the chat. So someone says it's the erection, the morning erection. Someone says we don't need to know about your woody run. Mandelbrot says tent. So you guys know what the health check is in the morning. You got to do 2 health checks in the morning. One is if you got a woody in the morning, everything's fine. And the other thing is if you can take the morning shit in the morning, everything's fine. So anyway, let's carry on with the alpha of the show. People here are laughing. This is supposed to be a high alpha show. We're talking about woodies. I mean, come on, guys. Let's be realistic and let's start talking about crypto and alpha and stuff like that. So we see that there is a changing of the guard. Okay, we see that we've got Javier Milei. We hope that Joe Biden doesn't make the next elections. We hope that he can't run for the next elections. We really do. We hope that they replace him with someone who's a bit younger, maybe a bit fresher. Maybe Trump can win. Anyone, but what we currently have. We need a revolution. We need a big change of the guard. And the other thing that we need is we saw yesterday that even the courts are now starting to be very much against the institution. I don't know if you guys listened to the SEC against Coinbase, where Coinbase tried to get summary judgment to basically say that the whole of the SEC case is a whole lot of garbage. So I was watching it live, and I mean, the judge wasn't having anything from the SEC. The judge was very, very, very against the SEC, from what I got. So she said things like, Judge Familiar seems to get this quite well. She says, I'm presented with a specter of collectibles being regulated by the SEC. She's right. The SEC's theory would give it authority over sneakers, trading cards. That's, of course, around NFTs. The SEC has clearly gone way off mission in its attempt to regulate crypto. That's a policy failure as much as a legal one. Judge noted the problems with the SEC case. It is a poor understanding of the tech, calling out an amicus brief. So we got the judge really, really, really being in favor of crypto. She said, Judge also asked the SEC why she shouldn't listen to 𝗕𝗘𝗦𝗧𝗕𝗏, who says failure should dismiss the case. She's not a random senator. She's someone who's deeply involved in the space. Why is she wrong? The SEC lawyer says senators' opinion shouldn't be able to overrule 90 years of securities law. Failure then addresses the Howey test. We've had a good run. We've had 90 years of these securities laws we have been able to apply. But now maybe it's time for something new. That's what it is. So you can see that there is like a changing of the tide. Unfortunately, of course, there wasn't a summary judgment yesterday, but it's just nice to know that the tide might actually be changing and that there is fresh blood out there and that this is an election year and things can actually change. It's very, very, very nice to know. Also, I did hear some good stuff from Davos and from Jamie Dimon. I heard him say this, and I think we should all pay attention to this. We should all pay attention to what he said. Here, let's just quickly read it or watch it.
And and when stock markets are up, it's kind of like this little drug we all feel. Like it's just great, But remember, we've had so much fiscal and monetary stimulation, so I'm a little more on the cautious side. That we are facing a lot of things in 24 or 25, and we mentioned Ukraine, the terrorist activity in Israel, the Red Sea, quantitative tightening, which I still question if we understand exactly how that works. I don't think we do. How QE actually worked, what the effect of negative, zero rates was for all this time, and obviously the politics, and and then the Ukrainian war is affecting oil, gas, food, migration. So you have all these very powerful forces that are going to be affecting us in 24 and 25. So if I was the government, I would be preparing for what I'm going to do about that, assuming things aren't good.
So he says, look, the markets are pumping, but there are headwinds that could happen. And what you can see is that the Dixie is starting to price those headwinds in. So slowly, the Dixie is starting to creep up. The dollar is starting to get strong. The reason why the dollar is starting to get strong is because what the market is saying is maybe rates aren't going to go down as quickly as we think. And maybe it's still a good time to be invested in US dollars. And we do have headwinds. We have the container prices going up. The container prices will continue to go up as long as the Red Sea Suez Canal is closed. And as I said to you, I showed you last time how the ships are now forced to go around the tip of Africa instead of going through this little canal over here. So, I mean, there are headwinds. We've got to be aware of these headwinds. But for the next month, the Cleveland Fed, which is actually quite good at forecasting inflation, is actually forecasting a very, very, very big drop in inflation. So we've got to wait for the inflation reading. But when the next month's inflation actually comes out, holy shit, we could actually see a bit of a pump. If this is right and the market and the CPI goes down by like 1%, I think we're looking good for a little bit of a market pump. I think that could actually be quite a good thing. Anyway, listen, enough of the macroeconomics, enough of Davos, enough of all that crap. Can we just get into the crypto talk? Can we just go straight into crypto? Who agrees with me? Someone says plastic bag over this guy's head. Are you guys still talking about woodies and stuff? Okay, let's move on. We got to move away from that. Let's talk about crypto. Let's go back to crypto. Specifically, let's go back into the crypto bull market. I think we're in a bull market. I think it's about 30% of the way in the bull market. I read this tweet at the beginning. I said, this guy says, the previous Bitcoin bull market lasted exactly 1,064 days, while the bear market lasted similar amounts of time as well. If the pattern repeats, we can expect the bull market top in 2025, October 2025. To be honest, kind of agree. I do think that the top will be around October 2025. What does that mean? means you have between now and October 2025 to make life-changing money. So quickly, let's just work out how many days there are. We don't have to work out. Let's quickly just write it into Google. How many days between now and October and 30 October 2025? 651 days. So you've got about 651 days to make life-changing money. I think you should try and sell before the top because you'll get killed at the top. So I think we need to get out of here 550 days. Basically, that means that I'm going to be with you for another 550 days, and then we're going to just shut down the channel because there's going to be no point in streaming. I've told you this before. We won't need to stream because everyone will have made life-changing money. You won't need us anymore. We'll all exit at the top. So in about 500 and something days, you're fired. You're fired as well. You fired way before. You fired way before. You also fired way before. Josh can stay. Josh, you got a job until for another 500 and something days, and then it's game over. Why are you laughing? You have to find a job. And even though I think we are in the bull market, I think we're going to get a lot of hurdles in this bull market. We're going to get a lot of corrections in this bull market. Now, we've been sheltered by the ETF, and therefore we haven't had many corrections. We've had I think that we've had 182 days without having a real correction. But we are starting to see a bit of a correction now in altcoins. Like slow bleed down, but the slow bleed down has taken us 22% down on Rune and 23.5% down on Bonk and 10% down on Bitcoin. It's like a slow bleed. It's not a massive correction. But so we are going to get these corrections. And I think these corrections can be quite brutal. They can be 10, 20, 30%. And as I said before, we are due a correction. And usually what we get before a correction, is we get the meme coins running like crazy. So generally we get how do we know when a correction's coming? When investors who are dumber than you, who are investing in meme coins, start making life-changing money, right? And you can see here that they are making someone says Josh can work for me. Josh, he's going to retire in this bull market. He runs a Telegram group called the Crypto Legends. Now you can't get in, okay? You can't get in. Because how many people in the group? 1,000. There's 1,000 people in the group. The only way to get into the group is if someone dies or leaves. Problem is, no one's leaving and no one died. So we'll let you know. As soon as anyone dies or leaves, you guys can get in the group. Otherwise, the group is closed. It's a great group. I'm not in it because I can't get in. I'm waiting for someone to die or leave. Yeah. What are you laughing at? It's true. You told me no one's allowed in. You told me that somebody, I'm not going to mention names, so I don't want to embarrass them on air, but they phoned you today and they offered you $10,000 to get in the group. And what did you say? You have to wait for someone to die or leave. Exactly. The group has 1,000 people. Even I can't get in. Even I can't get into Crypto Legends. It's one of those things. I'm going to keep trying. Otherwise, I'm going to just have to wait for someone to die or someone to leave. Hey, send me the link for the new group. We're starting a new group, aren't we? We did. Okay. No, but send it to me. It's already in the description, but we haven't even spoken about it. You put the link in the description. He's thinking ahead. So there is another group that's launching. I'll talk to you about it in a second. For that group, you don't have to wait for someone to die. There's a link, but also only 1,000 people. We're only taking 1,000 people. I'll tell you about that at the end of the show. I'm not telling you about it now. We'll talk about it at the end of the show. What I said to you is that generally before the big corrections, what you do get is you get a similar pattern every single time. And the similar pattern every single time is that the dumb money starts to make the real money. And you see that when the memes start to actually explode, that's what's happening. And you can see that right now we are getting into the same kind of pattern. I'm not the only one who sees this euphoria. Someone said, yeah, Mr. Crypto says, when crypto euphoria enters the market with meme coins, it signals a Bitcoin short-term top. And it is exactly that. It is a short-term top. It's not like a long-term top. I'm not worried that the bull market's going to end or that it's the end of the world tomorrow. I just think it could be a short-term top when people ape into meme coins like crazy, right? So what do I mean? This morning I woke up. These are the biggest gainers of the day. So, no, I'm not joking. These are the biggest gainers of the day. So memes, and more memes are the gainers of the day. The exchange announcements, which I get on my phones, this is why this irks me a bit, because I'm trying to help Astroport get some great exchange listings and a whole lot of other great projects get great exchange listings. And it's so hard to get exchange listings. They ask you so many questions. They want to know what color your underpants. They want to know when the last time you took a shit was. They want to know everything about you, what you ate, what color is your stool. They want to know everything about you before they do an exchange listing. But if you look at the meme coin announcements, it's like they're listing with, everyone's listing with, then they're listing Miro, and they're listing Miro perpetuals. All these announcements are like, are all meme coin related. If you look at the meme coin volume, Solana meme coins are going crazy. So what you can see right now is that we're getting this meme coin mania. Now it's good. Don't get me wrong. I love meme coins. I think meme coins do amazing, amazing, amazing things. One, they help people make life-changing money. And it's fucking amazing. I love it that people can make life-changing money out of crypto. Number two, we have this opportunity to trade things that we ordinarily couldn't have traded. Like in the previous world, how could you have traded anything called a meme coin? You had to trade like Bed Bath and Beyond if you wanted to trade a meme coin. So I love meme coins. I also love meme coins because what they do is they bring people into DEXs and centralized exchanges. And it's almost like we have shares in the casino. If you have the token of a DEX or a centralized exchange and people are speculating on meme coins, you can make money. So I love meme coins. Don't get me wrong. I think they're one of the smartest things to ever happen to crypto. I think they bring in new people to crypto. I think they make exchanges make more money. I think if you see the cycle of meme coins, you can make a whole lot of money. I'll give you an example of a token that not many people look at. And it's this token over here, DEX Tools. DEX Tools. When memes run, DEX Tools pumps because they have to use DEX Tools tokens to get listed on DEX Tools, right? So I love meme coins. But I also know that when meme coins bring in froth, right? When meme coins bring in froth, that's usually a signal for maybe some kind of short-term market correction. I also know that when George from Cryptos Are Us makes a meme coin video, that's a market top. He did it in December when the market over here, when Bonk topped. And then yesterday he made another meme coin video. So for me, like that's maybe a short-term top. Don't get me wrong. I love George and I love his content. When he makes meme coin things, it's like a curse on the market, and the market usually comes down. So I'm watching that. So as I said, I am very, very, very bullish about meme coins, but I'm also cognizant about the fact that right now, if I look at who's making the most money on the market, it's not the smart money. It's not the people that are doing fundamental analysis and fundamental research. It's the degens who are buying cock and wife with no cock and wife with hat and wife with cock and cock with hat and what with hat and used car and fufu. It's nearly Chinese New Year. And what's the other one? Used car. Honda Civic 2000 used car. Come, give me more. Churros. I mean, like this, if you think about the market, if you walk in Banter, and there's 65 of us here because we're all going away on our weekend retreat, you walk around the office, all these guys are doing is trading meme coins. No one's trading DEXs anymore. No one's trading layer ones anymore. They're all trading meme coins, okay? I mean, it's crazy what's going on here. It's absolutely. Is there a meme coin called wife with cock? No, you know what we must do? I'll tell you what we must do. We must launch it on Avalanche because that's where it is. You must get a special meme coin it's called cock for wife. Cock for wives. I'm telling you, it's like a chicken and it's like cock for wives. Telling you that we're onto something here. I promise you, we are onto something here. Trust me. Launch it quickly on Avalanche. Cock for wife. Cock for WIF. Launch it quickly before someone else does. Yeah, so that's meme coins. That's why I'm a little bit, bro. You got a new researcher. You got to get used to it. This is what happens at Banter. Okay, this is what happens. It's especially on days like this. I did cock for wife. Yeah, you see, there we go. So you guys are getting it. No, not wife with cock. No. No, not wife with cock. Then it's not wife, bro. Yeah. Or we can do wife without cock. You should see the comments here. Holy shit, what's only going on here in the comments? Oh my God. Okay, enough. Okay, let's get into the other thing. You know the other thing which worries me a little bit about this market? It's not really worrying me. It's just we have to appreciate that this is what's going on, right? I want to show you something. You know, this whole bull market has been driven by stablecoins coming into the market, or at least that's what I thought. And so why are you guys showing each other? Are you showing each other pictures of wife with cocks or what?
There's already wife with dick on someone.
No, it's not. It's wife with 𝗕𝗫𝗬𝗕𝗏. Okay. So then remember I said to you that this whole bull market is actually being driven by the insert of stable coins, or the incoming of stable coins into the market. And you can see that like the market cap of stable coins was at like 124 billion and is now at 132 billion. That means like $7 billion of new stable coins has flowed into the market. And that's what's created this whole market pump. But then I want to show you something else that I saw today, which I don't know if it should worry me. Maybe you guys help me and let's decide whether this should worry us. But what I saw here was I saw that if you look at 2023, and specifically towards the end of 2023, $4.6 billion of money was created out of thin air. So airdrops effectively create free money for people into crypto, right? And what we're seeing right now in the market is that in 2023, $4.6 billion of free money came into the market, and probably like $7 billion of actual USDT came into the market. That's a crazy ratio. What it shows is that the money that's coming into crypto, or came into crypto, is actually make-believe money that is created by protocols just giving people free money. And it's almost like this whole industry is powered by stimulus. And we're going through a patch where the people that are in crypto at the moment seem to be either here for the meme coins or for the airdrops. It's like a very strange thing that's going on here. If you look at the majority of what's happening in crypto today, meme coins and airdrops. Every single person that you speak to, I farm airdrops, I mine airdrops, I'm doing airdrops, I'm here for the free money. And you can see, I want to just show you something. So on Miles' channel, if you look at Miles' normal videos, here we go, right? 26,000 views. Talks about the airdrop guide, 74,000 views, 56,000 views. What the people are here for, they're here for airdrops. Just look at all these airdrop guides. Anyone who wants to get anything is all about airdrops. Any token that wants to get people in their thing, it's all about airdrops. And you can see how all these airdrops came into the market last year. What people are actually here for is they're here for the memes and they're here for the airdrops. I'm starting to ask myself, like, is that a sustainable market where protocols just come and give everybody free money and then we all use that free money to buy tokens from one another? Is that really what this market is about? Or does this market need some kind of shakeout so that we can get onto a new narrative? I haven't quite made up my mind yet. I haven't decided yet whether these airdrops are that bad. But I do believe, again, that airdrops are a great tool to get users to start using a protocol. But I also think that airdrops fake the numbers because it's the same people jumping from protocol to protocol. Then the protocol is coming back to you and saying, hey, look at our daily active users. They're so big. Yeah, but the guys are there to get free money by sending the same $100 from one place to another. And so I think I'm just worried that these airdrops are causing a little bit of a Ponzi. Be that as it may, I love getting airdrops. It's nice to get 𝗕𝗫𝗬𝗕𝗏. I'm going to get Jupiter soon. I love getting these airdrops. Just like the next man loves getting the airdrops. But I'm starting to ask some really tough questions about how sustainable this market cycle is with everyone just airdropping free money on everybody else because they airdropped free money and because they had free money and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm asking some really, really, really tough questions. All right, let's go on to altcoins. In fact, before we go on to altcoins, I just want to talk about one of our sponsors, which I think is doing something really, really, really good. So the sponsor is SmartDex. SmartDex is one of the smartest dexes out there, specifically if you are a liquidity provider. They turn the impermanent loss into impermanent gain. But that's not what I want to talk to you about today. That's not what I want to talk to you about today before we get into our 50 altcoins. They have launched something which is actually absolutely, absolutely amazing. I want you to listen to this. This is they've launched their own stable coin. Gosh, you want to kill us with this value. Very, very, very much worth going to look at. These guys are very, very, very smart. They're doing amazing things. They sent a note here. They sent a note here saying SmartDex is a unique USDN. It's called. This SmartDex is unique stablecoin. It embraces controlled fluctuations rather than a rigid $1 peg, leveraging financial principles and algorithms for stability. Beyond stability, USDN offers interest generation, providing users with a dual benefit of a stable store of value and a continuous opportunity to gain yield on their passive holdings. You can see it here. They've got amazing, amazing pools. Go and check out SmartDex. I really think it is like they call themselves SmartDex. I really do think that they're the smartest DEX out there. I really do think that. Also, if you are smart, as I've said to you before, you will open a Bybit or a BitGet account and you will go and just make price predictions over here. You can even make a price prediction on Bonk. Are you absolutely serious here, bro? Okay, go and make your price prediction here. You can win. You can actually win $10,000 worth of Bonk. And if Bonk flies like it did when the Solana phones came out, you'll be able to make more. All right, let's talk about altcoins. As I said to you right now, we are getting altcoins like in the red, except the Richard Hart coins. They're not in the red, but all the other coins are like really starting to bleed while we get this battle in Bitcoin of the ETFs. And at some point, you got to ask yourself, is there value to buy? And Carl Shashi is asking this, saying, look, are you buying these dips? Rune down 12%, Beam down 11%. I mean, it's much more than that. I bought Rune because when I looked at the Rune chart today, I know the Rune numbers in terms of the amount of yield, not yield, but profit that they're generating as a protocol. And the numbers just make a lot of sense. Now, when I look at Rune, and I'm just using this as an example, please don't think that this is the only token. But this one is down 40% from its highs. To me, that's when I start saying, you know what, because I'm in this for the long term, I'm going to start adding more Rune to my portfolio. Now, listen, at this point, you should have a watch list. Because if you've only got 550 days to make wife without changing money, you need to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you're going to get screwed. As I said to you, the best part of a plan is that you start putting together a buy list. Now, I haven't put together my own buy list yet. And every buy list for every single person is different. But I did see an amazing, amazing, amazing buy list today. Which, when I looked at it, I was like, actually, this is a very, very, very smart buy list. So I want to show it to you because, I think we should discuss the merits of this buy list and whether it's a good buy list. It comes from 𝗕𝗫𝗦𝗧𝗕. He does have a Telegram group, and I'm not telling you to go and join it, but I think it's one of these Telegram groups that you can actually get into without someone dying. Let's just see. It's not like Josh's Telegram group where it is only space if someone dies. Yeah, this one you can just actually get into, I think. But he published a very, very, very good list. So he says layer one. These are the layer ones that he's looking at. Some of them are launched, some of them are unlaunched. Let's quickly talk about them. So Bera is a new blockchain with a new layer one which went onto testnet. Very, very, very smart concept. It's around locking up liquidity to participate in the ecosystem, which is amazing. Injective, Celestia, Say, Solana. You could probably add Sui into that. So that's a good layer ones. Talks about layer twos. He talks about Base, Metis, Optimism, Arbitrum. I think you could probably add Metis. Metis is launched, right? So we'll go and check out the Metis price in a second. Let's quickly go and check out Metis. Remember, I think a lot of us would have got airdrops. So Metis is at $101. Oh, sorry, not Man. Are you talking about Manta? I'm confused. I always get confused between the two. Metis, Manta. Sorry, Manta. Sorry, okay. Manta is at $2. I wish that Manta was at $101. Manta is at $2.23. It's opened at $2.50. Don't ape into this one, although I do think it's very good, and we are invested in this. I wouldn't ape into these things now. The other one, the next one that he talks about is real world assets. It's not something that I'm very bullish about, so I don't really pay much attention into real world assets. AI, he talks about 𝗕𝗘𝗗𝗏, OLAS, MXH, ARC, and NK. Gaming, he talks about 𝗥𝗦𝗧, the new token that's launched. Prime, Immutable X, Cypher, very, very good picks. So he's got some really good picks here. He talks about privacy. Now he talks about Rose and he talks about Zeph. I'm going to add another one here. And full disclosure, they are one of our sponsors, but I'm not talking about them because they are sponsors. I'm talking about them because they published the results of their testnet today. And they're talking about 1.2 million unique users across 157 countries using data ownership protocol. Now remember, data ownership protocol is a ETH layer 2 that allows you to send tokens on ETH, so to speak, without them going through the ETH Explorer or whatever. So real privacy that you can't even actually see the move on the blockchain. He talks about bots, BananaBot, Unibot, and Powell. Exactly, those are probably exactly the same three that I would be looking at if I was looking at that. In terms of LSD5, he talks about Pendle, which we love, Libra, and he talks about Frax. Now, I want to just show you something. While we have been, Frax is part of our portfolio, and you can see that it actually has had an amazing run since October. It's gone from $5 all the way up to $8. So this is another one that's actually run. Speaking actually of our portfolio, where is our... Oh yeah, our portfolio is here. So remember on Swissborg, you can buy what we call the Banter Bundle. And the Banter Bundle is a portfolio that we actively manage, and you can invest alongside us. Now, I'm going to make some changes to this portfolio next week, but go and check it out, because right now this is how much we've outperformed ETH since we started the portfolio. This is how much we've outperformed ETH. So we're really doing very well on our portfolio. Some other altcoins that you might want to look at, some other narratives. Exchanges, and specifically I looked here at GMX making $3.9 million a month in fees. Very big. So that might be one that you want to look at, because if you look at DYDX making much more money, double, but the valuation is probably 10 times as much. So probably worth looking at. I saw this as well when talking about altcoins, Kujira. The TVL, the gap between the TVL and the price is the biggest that it's ever been. And usually that closes. So either TVL goes down or price goes up. I think it's going to be that Kujira actually finally catches a bid. Monad, which is a new EVM compatible chain, a parallelism EVM, parallelized EVM chain. It's now live on testnet or devnet, so you can go and check it out. What other ones are going there? Pyth. I see a lot of action happening in Pyth. So have a watch list, guys. Have a watch list. Sui partnered with Stork Oracle, built an Oracle built for rigors of ultra low latency trading. So again, have a watch list. Have a watch list. Listen, guys. Tomorrow we got a massive show. So tomorrow, what I'm going to do is, as I said to you, is I'm going to bring. You want me to talk about the new group, but it's not launched yet. So what, you want people to go there before it's launched? Is that what you want?
Yeah, if they want to get in.
So, okay, cat's out of the bag. We're going to launch a new group on Banter. It's a Banter initiative. It's called Frontrunners. Frontrunners is effectively where I get all my alpha from. It's trade signals. It's access to IDOs. Which is going to be a big part of it. It is a whole lot of other stuff. We're only taking 1,000 people because we want to test it out first. There is a link below if you want to go and check it out. I'm not telling you to sign up. I'm just telling you if you want to go and check it out and you want to be part of the first 1,000, go right ahead and sign up. But now, how does it work? Do they get charged today? No, you don't get charged. Just go and you just get onto the waiting list. I think you should go, because when I'm ready to launch it, I'll let you know that we're ready to launch it, and only the first 1,000 are going to get in. And then it's going to be another one of those situations like the Josh situation where you have to wait for someone to die and shit. And that's how it is. See you guys again tomorrow for what is going to be the most alpha-packed show in the world. That I can guarantee you. Until then, trade well, my friends.